Hey guys, just wanted to do a vlog on my Goosebumps collection, and I'm going to do a separate vlog for the Fear Street collection. That's not as big as the Goosebumps one, clearly, but I just started on that. Alright, so I just want to show off some miscellaneous stuff. So this is a mask I got off eBay. I've got a lot of my collection off eBay. This is a mask of official Goosebumps mascot. Back then it was. I mean, a lot of people associate Slappy the dummy more than this guy. And you can see it's official, the green little stamp there. So it's pretty cool. And of course you probably, if you're watching my videos, you've seen this guy plenty of times. So this is the haunted mask. It kind of, I can put it on, but it's extremely hard to put on and take off because it's a mask intended for a child, and I am clearly not a child. I think back in September or something, I went to Barnes & Noble. I picked up a couple of Goosebumps books, and if you spent like a certain amount, give you this book light. So it's got Goosebumps there. You will clip onto your book, and you can just move the hand around and flip the switch, and then it turns on the little light. Not the best book light, but it's certainly the coolest. I mean, what other book light is a skeleton hand? And moving on to the last of the miscellaneous stuff, we have, first off, Escape from Horrorland, the FMV adventure game. I've done a playthrough of the whole entire thing, so check that out if you're interested in that. And this is another similar, but not as good, because the other one was directed by Steven Spielberg, and it had some other good talent like Jeff Goldblum, and you know, it was a lot better than I hear. This is really bad, and this is Attack of the Mutant. And there's the back if you're interested. And from what I'm looking at, it looks really bad. The animation's like really amateur level. If you ever heard of the movie Food Fight, yeah, you're in for a similar treat. So maybe I'll do a playthrough of this later down the line. I might lose my sanity. And this is Goosebumps Horrorland for the Wii. And there's the back. It has a story, but it's basically a bunch of mini games and stuff. I haven't actually tried this yet, so I'll definitely play this at some point as well. So now we're going to move into the actual Goosebumps collection. Okay, so this is mostly the classic collection here of the Goosebumps. So we've got from 1, Welcome to the Dead House, all the way to Night of the Living Dummy 2 down here. And you notice that some of them are reprints. Like I do have the original copy of Night of the Living Dummy, and be careful what you wish for, but I prefer these covers because they look better. It's kind of give you a look at, and this is what it looks like. It just looks really cool to me. Looks very, very creepy. The other one's fine for its time, but I prefer that one more. And show you, careful what you wish for. That, you remember that from my Goosebumps haul. I use this as the thumbnail. It just looks really cool. I like that. And the reprints are just the cover is colored differently, but it's the same exact cover. And so up the top here, got 32 with the barking ghost, leading all the way down to 61, I Live in Your Basement. And yeah, I have some reprints here. Say Cheese and Die Again, Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns, Deep Trouble 2, and The Haunted School. Just because I was able to find them at a used bookstore, Half Price Books over here in Austin, Texas, and I just had to pick them up. I'm not going to be one of those collection guys who's just like, I need to have everything just the original run, because that would just make things even more complicated and expensive. So, moving on to this pile, and we have the Give Yourself Goosebumps books. We got Escape from Carnival Horrors, Trapped in Batwing Hall, Under the Magician's Spell, The Curse of the Creeping Coffin, which I did a let's read of that. You can see me read out my adventure of that. Deep in the Jungle of Doom, I've actually done a second let's read on that. And then we have Welcome to the Wicked Wax Museum, Scream of the Evil Genie, Don't Feed the Vampire, which is a reprint because Fifi the vampire poodle was in the Goosebumps movie, and so they did a reprint of that, and I really like the cover. Let's show that to you real quick. Just look how cool that is. So that's pretty awesome. Actually, way better. The original cover is kind of lame. And interesting to note, if you read it, the poodle in the book is actually black colored, and every single cover it's white, and in the movie it's white. I mean, it looks better white, I guess. So I don't know. It's strange. I don't know why they did that. Anyway, so we've got Even More Tales to Give Goosebumps Special Edition 3. Let you look at that, because it's got Curly in his swim trunks on a kiddie's pool, and Bulldog with sunglasses as the lifeguard, drinking some kind of concoction. And he's, of course, reading Goosebumps book, and he has a snorkel and goggles. It's just really ridiculous. But this is a collection of short stories, so it has 10 spooky stories. Reader beware, you're in for 10 more scares. Then we move on to my short collection of Goosebumps 2000. So we got Cry the Cat, I'm Your Evil Twin, Revenge R Us with an R, like Toys R Us, I guess. Fright Camp, The Mummy Walks, and a reprint of The Haunted Car I got as a Christmas present. So that's pretty cool. I'll show that to you. It's, once again, looks a lot cooler. In my opinion, these reprints look a lot better than the original. And this is, of course, the Goosebumps 2000. And it got a reprint because of the movie, because in the movie, Slappy uses the haunted car to drive around and get to place to place. And it just looks really cool, because it almost looks like there's blood coming out of its mouth. So that's pretty cool. Ghost, Start Your Engines. Ghost in the Mirror, right? Of Goosebumps triple header, the book 1. Let's show that to you real quick. I don't know how well that picks up on camera. It's one of those foil hologram covers there. It's got like a monster with 3 heads. This is another short story one with 3 shocking tales of terror. And there's the back. It's 1, 2, 3 times the scares. So that's pretty cool. And then we have a reprint of a classic Goosebumps book. Once again, I prefer this one. It just looks really cool. It just pops out more. So, and then we have these TV episode ones. Let's pull out 2 of them. So these are weird because it's a book based on a TV episode, and the TV episode is based on a book. So it's just like, it's almost kind of like an Inception in a way. So it's kind of like what it looks like. And then, just like the episode, they're very short. So this one is like 53 pages, so it's like half the length of a Goosebumps book. And much like the 80s and 90s, they have these full color pages from scenes from the episode. So if you're into that. Then I have Welcome to Camp Nightmare, and I have another one where it's Let's Get Invisible. So just kind of showing that off. We got Zombie Halloween, and this starts off the Most Wanted. And I just, for collection purposes, I put in the special editions all together. The Goosebumps Wanted, the Haunted Mask, is the first. It's kind of like the 0 issue of the Goosebumps Wanted, because it doesn't even say Goosebumps Most Wanted. It says Goosebumps Wanted, the Haunted Mask. And so far, it's like the longest book in the series. And so we got the specials 1, 2, 3, Zombie Halloween, The 12 Screams of Christmas, Trick or Trap. And I wanted to save these for next year when I do like Halloween episodes and Christmas episodes. I'll just kind of get to those eventually. And so the Haunted Mask is basically number 1, issue 0, because it's not really numbered, but I guess it's number 1 in the series. And you have Son of Slappy, How I Met Your Monster, Frankenstein's Dog, Dr. Maniac Will See You Now, the sequel to the book that I covered in Horrorland, Dr. Maniac versus Robbie Schwartz. We have Creature Teacher, The Final Exam, is a sequel to a Goosebumps 2000 book called I think it was just called The Creature Teacher or whatever. Nightmare on Clown Street. That's the one I'm most looking forward to reading because it sounds so silly. And Night of the Puppet People is the latest one. There's another one that's going to be coming out in February. So up top here, we have The Hall of Horrors, which is a companion series to Goosebumps Horrorland, where in the park there is, of course, Hall of Horrors, and it's a place where these kids go in and basically tell the story to this Crypt Keeper kind of guy, and then it's just is basically a regular Goosebumps tale, but it has the intro where the kids come in and tell a story, and then it has an epilogue where like the kid goes away like crying or whatever, and then the Crypt Keeper guy is just like ha 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 and says something insulting or whatever. So we got Claws. This is a pretty cool cover. The most evil creature known to man, a black cat. This is a little homage to Pet Sematary. And so we got Night of the Giant Everything, and then we have a special edition for some reason. Not why it's so special, but it's the 5 Mask Abductor Scream, and Scream is SCREEM. That one's a really cool looking cover, actually. It's all in black and white, so I'm not sure if that means he's like an actor in a horror movies or something. So it's pretty cool looking. Scream and Shout. That's that. And then coincidentally, the next book is Don't Scream, The Birthday Party of No Return. So kind of show those off right quick before we get to the next thing. So we got Night of the Giant Everything. That's cool. Don't Scream. I really like that cover. It's just these covers to the Horrorland are more in line with the reissues. I like the art better, personally. And Birthday Party of No Return. It's cool. And we'll get to this book here in a bit. Okay, so this is the Goosebumps Horrorland box set that I got. And this comes in this nice little box here, so you can just put on your shelf, and it's got, I think that is The Wizard of Ooze, maybe. I don't know. But it's the back. Shows all the books in the series. Then says that, or it says, have you got Goosebumps yet? If not, you soon will. The ultimate horror books for 8 to 12-year-old. The first 18 books in this thrilling and frightening series will keep you on the edge of your seat with tales of slimy monsters, evil dummies, manic mummies, and creepy creatures. So, and they also had like this cool website that used to be up, but it's not up anymore. It would have like all these stories and interactive games based on Horrorland that would give you clues that were like, ooh, you know, try to solve mysteries and stuff, but it doesn't work anymore. Anyways, so I've covered up to book 5. So we got Revenge of the Living Dummy, Creep from the Deep, Monster Blood for Breakfast, Scream with a Haunted Mask, Dr. Maniac versus Robbie Schwartz, and that's where I left off. And then we got, coming up, Who's Your Mummy? My Friends Call Me Monster, Say Cheese and Die Screaming, Welcome to Camp Slither, Help, We Have Strange Powers, Escape from Horrorland, Streets of Panic Park. And that is the last book of the Horrorland arc, the first arc. And then it goes into, because it was so popular, they're like, just continue in with a second arc. And that begins with The Ghost Dog Howls. Maybe a sequel to The Barking Ghost from the original series. Not quite sure. And A Little Shop of Hamsters. Heads You Lose, Special Edition. Weirdo Halloween. Another one I'll say for Halloween. And The Wizard of Ooze. And then Slappy New Year. So that's it for that. And I could not fit the very last book, The Horror at Chiller House, which ends the second arc. You see Slappy in the back there. And then, if you were looking at the classic line, it's like, where's the Haunted Mask 2? And if you've seen my my review, I did not care for this book very much, and I actually ripped it up for the cover picture. So, and I mean, it already had wire damage on it anyways. So I got quite a bit of my collection from a friend. So I was like, I don't really care if I rip it up or not because it's already damaged. So it's just whatever. The very last book, so you're like, why didn't you show off number 62, the last of the classic line? And this is why, because it's Monster Blood 4. The second to the last Monster Blood sequel. The last one is Monster Blood for Breakfast. So this is basically the holy grail, I consider, of Goosebumps books, particularly from the classic line, because it is the last book of the series and is very rare to find. If you can find it for a good price in good condition like this, you're one lucky person, because I had to buy this off eBay for a considerable amount of money, and it's in perfect condition. From what I hear, this is not a very good book, as far as it has very little to do with the original Monster Blood. This is a new batch of Monster Blood that's being used by the military. So we'll get to reviewing this someday. And then it even has an advertisement for Goosebumps Series 2000. So that's my Goosebumps collection. Look forward to the next video where I show off my Fear Street collection. Thanks for watching, and look forward to more reviews in the very near future.